Hello everyone, I'm Patrick LaValle from Blue Collar Canine Training Center. Thanks very much for watching this video. I want to talk a little bit about the importance of body language with training dogs and gesturing. It's very important to communicate everything you want and you would like your dog to know through your body, through body language and gesturing. Everything you say with your mouth, every command you give, everything you want your dog to do, say it with your body as well. Dogs use sound just a little bit, but people use sound a lot. Okay, and we tend to talk and talk and talk and talk. And dogs hear that, and they hear us talk all the time, and they tune us out. We're training our dogs to ignore us, especially if you speak to them in long sentences. There's no clear, defined, punctuated command or idea that you want them to grasp. You have to speak very clearly, but very simply. And everything you say with your mouth, everything you want them to do, you should be saying with your body, through hand gestures, through pointing, through leading, through how you stand when you have to give the dog a correction, or what you do when you give the dog affection and attention. Your body language plays a big role in all of this. Dogs communicate mostly using body language. Everything they do, every priority they have, everything they're interested in, and their emotions are all communicated through body language. And dogs are very open when it comes to communicating what's going on inside them. So always observe your dog. Observe their body language, observe their ears, observe their tail, their eyes, how they're standing towards you, what level head they are. That's always going to tell you what a dog's emotional state is, what their priorities are, and what they're thinking about at that moment. At Blue Collar Canine Training Center, we teach all of our dogs with specific hand commands so they're comfortable in understanding what we want them to do. In fact, most dogs have a much easier time picking up on hand commands than they do verbal commands. Most of the dogs leave here knowing how to do the commands with just the hand commands. They don't even need the verbal commands because body language and hand gestures are a lot easier for them to pick up on than the verbal commands. Be sure that whatever you're saying with your mouth, whatever command you want to give them, that you're also gesturing with your hand. When you want them to go in a direction, gesture with your hand. When you want them to come to you, when you want them to stay back, when you're interested in something, everything you say with your mouth, you should say with your body. As you're working with your dog, I highly recommend using hand gestures and being very aware of what your body language is telling a dog. When you're bent over and you're leaning over and you're bent down, that says play and submission. And that's naturally what a dog would think of that type of body position. When you're standing upright with your head pointing forward and you have a more of a commanding presence, the dog was going to interpret that body language in a different way as well. So how you present yourself physically to the dog, how you orient your body, how much eye contact you give a dog, where and how you use your hands, they're all very important. So be aware when working with your dog what your body is saying to the dog. What are your hands saying to the dog? What is your eye contact saying with the dog? So body language is probably the most important type of communication with your dog, and it's got to be done consistently throughout your whole pack, so it's much easier for the dog to understand what its expectations are. If you're consistent and everybody follows along, you'll have a much easier time communicating what you want your dog to do. So again, practice silent training with your dogs using just gestures. Be aware of what your body is saying. Be aware of what your eye contact is saying. Understand what a dog's body language is saying. Read your dog's body language, their tail, their head, their ears. I know you've all seen your dog have different expressions. Dogs are very expressive creatures, and if we watch them and read them and understand them, it gives us a much better idea of what their needs are and what they're trying to communicate to us, which is very, very important. So take time to read your dog's body language and take time to understand that your dog is constantly reading your body language as well. And use that to your advantage. That's a great way to learn how to communicate and have a better bond with your dog. They'll give you more focus, they'll give you more attention, and they'll be paying attention more to your body movements and how you work and run with them. And that's probably one of the most important things you could do. Again, thanks very much for watching this video. I'm Patrick LaValle from Blue Collar Canine Training Center. Feel free to comment, send me a message if you have any questions. Thanks again. Bye-bye.